In Part 2.2, we provide an overview of ISO 17024, 2012 edition and how it relates to our certification schemes for personnel involved in assessment activities. This presentation on ISO 17024 and is aimed at IPSQA assessors and administrators. It is part of Part 2, which also covers the key terms, the anatomy or how standards are comprised, and an overview of the assessment process. Please ensure you have viewed Part 1 and overview before watching this presentation to ensure you have the required prerequisite knowledge to understand concepts used. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, is based in Geneva, Switzerland. It was formed on February 23, 1947. ISO is an independent, non-governmental international organization that develops and publishes standards to facilitate international trade, ensure quality and safety, and improve efficiency across various industries. ISO, which stands for the International Organization for Standardization, is an independent global body that develops and publishes standards to ensure quality, safety, and efficiency across diverse industries. The organization, with the name derived from the Greek word isos meaning equal, fosters international collaboration by providing a common set of specifications and guidelines. ISO standards cover a broad spectrum, encompassing technology, manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, and services. These standards are crafted through a consensus-building process involving experts from various sectors, governments, NGOs, and stakeholders, ensuring a balanced and comprehensive approach. ISO Standard 17024, 2012 edition or ISO 17024, 2012, is the international standard for conformity assessment, general requirements for bodies operating certification of persons. It was first issued in 2003 and the current edition was issued in 2012. It is issued jointly with the International Electrotechnical Commission or IEC, so sometimes you may see IEC being referenced in the standard. It is available to purchase from the ISO website in a range of languages. Key aspects covered by ISO 17024, 2012 include 1. Impartiality and independence. Certification bodies must demonstrate impartiality and independence in their certification processes, avoiding conflicts of interest and ensuring that their decisions are free from undue influence. 2. Competence of personnel. The standard sets requirements for the competence of personnel involved in the certification process, including their education, training, and experience. Undertaking training such as this webinar are an important part to demonstrate compliance. 3. Fairness and transparency. The certification process must be fair, transparent, and consistent. Individuals undergoing certification should have a clear understanding of the assessment criteria and procedures. 4. Confidentiality. The standard emphasizes the importance of maintaining confidentiality in the certification process to protect the personal information of individuals seeking certification. 5. Management of certification process. Certification bodies are required to have effective management systems in place to ensure the reliability and integrity of the certification process. 6. Continual improvement. The standard encourages certification bodies to regularly review and improve their processes to enhance the effectiveness of their certification services. ISO 17024, 2012 is applicable to various sectors and professions, and compliance with its requirements helps ensure the credibility and international recognition of certifications awarded by the certification bodies. Certification bodies seeking accreditation often use ISO 17024 as a basis for demonstrating their conformity to established best practices in the field of personnel certification. When complying with ISO 17024, certification bodies must ensure personnel involved in certification activities must declare any conflict of interest in any candidate. IPSQA manages this with a risk-based approach using the document IPS002, which is available from the ITM database under Documents. Assessors must also understand the certification scheme, remembering that IPSQA Certificate in Public Safety and IPSQA Micro-Credentials are currently the only two such schemes that comply with ISO 17024. Assessors must also be able to apply the assessment procedure, so this is why all trainee assessors are required to undertake training and complete their initial assessments under supervision. Assessors must have competence in the field they are examining and be fluent in the language of assessment being used. Special procedures apply if a translator is needed, so if this is required, please contact IPSQA before conducting the assessment for advice. Personnel carrying out certification activities such as staff, contractors, assessors and administrators must be aware they are obliged to follow a number of directives. This includes 1. Adhering to our Code of Conduct, which is available from the website. 2. Until using the IPSQA logo or trademarks such as CertPubs, IPSQA and CorePass without permission, including ceasing to use them when directed. 3. Not disclosing confidential information that they see or hear in the course of their activities or use information gained for their personal or commercial advantage. Prior to assuming the roles of an administrator, assessor, contractor, or staff member for IPSQA, you will be required to sign a legally binding document outlining these responsibilities. If you are unable to accept these obligations, we will be unable to appoint you to such a role. Well done, you have now completed 2.2 an overview of ISO 17024. In the next section, you will learn about how to interpret our standards. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the IPSQA assessment system. Reach out to us today to see how we can make certification simple.